Let's get into prediction times, boys. It's a Big Ten showdown this weekend. USC Trojans on the road taking on the Oregon Ducks. 3:30 kickoff on CBS. The Ducks favored by 9.5 points in this matchup, boys. For Oregon, I think the major key is the run game, man. It's the key to their offense all season. Get that stretch zone working. Set up some of those play action shots for your quarterback. The limited amount of time that I've studied Dante Moore this season, I personally believe he is at his best when he is on the move, whether it be on rollout, extending plays, getting outside the pocket, keeping his eyes downfield, using that really, really live and fluid arm action that he's got going on for him. You know, really only throwing for about 2,100 yards this year. This has not been a pass-oriented offense when they put it up. Run that rock, all right? Both for USC, man, you got to establish the run most definitely, but you can't let them take away one or the other, right? Oregon's going to try to either take away your run game, make you one-dimensional, or take away Mekhi Lemon. Whichever the game plan is, you got to make them pay the other way, right? If they're trying to dedicate a lot of bodies to Mekhi Lemon, you got to run it down their throat. If they're trying to take away the run game out there at Oregon, you got to get explosive shots to Mekhi Lemon. Do what they're not doing out at USC this week. I think that's the key.
Yeah, I think explosives are going to be the key for me in this matchup. This Oregon defense has been very, very good all season. They've given up 20 points just twice. I've given the stat before. One of them was in the overtime win against Penn State. The other was to Indiana. So this defense does not give points up a lot. If USC can get a handful of these explosives to put themselves in scoring position, it's going to get very, very interesting. But I think Oregon's defense has the advantage in that regard.
I think the key for Oregon, in my opinion, is can they build up some offensive confidence against a ranked opponent? The last 3 ranked opponents that they've played, the offense hasn't looked stellar. Like when they beat Penn State, it was a 30-24 two-time overtime win against them. Indiana, they put up 20 points, and then in their win against Iowa, which I know what the situation was, it was an 18-16 win. So like the offense hasn't been overwhelming or stellar in these ranked matchups that they've had. Maybe they can do it this time against USC. And then for USC, this is going to be one of the first times, other than when they played against Notre Dame, that they've played an offense that ranks like Oregon does.
Yeah.
And when that happened, they took a loss to Notre Dame. So I'll be interested to see, like, this is another big test for USC's defense.
X factor for me is Jaden Maeva. Guys, an extremely talented, big, physical quarterback. Great athlete, has all the arm talent in the world. He's been playing really, really good football as of late, really all season. I would argue even dating back to his spot starts last year. I feel like this kid is really, really talented. He's got another year of eligibility, but I think this weekend on the road against Oregon is his opportunity to really enter his name into that big boy conversation for the quarterback position, right? We're going to be in a draft discussion in a couple of years with some dudes that get talked about a whole hell of a lot more than you, buddy. We got a chance this weekend to be a dude and a difference maker in this football game and really, like I said, insert ourselves into that discussion for this is a dude at the QB position.
It's always going to be Mekhi Lemon in a USC game.
Yep. Got to be.
Squeeze it. That guy is the difference maker on that offense.
Give it a juice!
And he's been the difference maker in their wins. Like, it's because that guy is creating explosives. That guy is making the big difference plays, making in like key moments. Like, you got to make more plays than the other. That guy is making more plays than anybody in these games. So if USC is going to find a way to beat Oregon this weekend, it's going to be because Mekhi Lemon was a big reason why.
Yeah, Oregon will win or lose this game depending on how well they defend Mekhi Lemon. So he's got to be my X factor.
Boys, total in this game set at 55.5 points. Got a sneaky suspicion. We got a defensive rock fight breaking out.
Yep.
You heard it here first. Team total under 45 points in this football game, unless it doesn't happen.
I like that one. I went with something kind of similar, but not as much. Give me the USC Trojans being held to less than 20 points in this game. I think Oregon's had a good streak of this. It will continue on Saturday.
We get Madman Dan Lanning this weekend. You know, in some of these marquee matchups in years prior, we've seen where Dan Lanning, he just goes full lunatic. We're going for it every single time on fourth down. We're super aggressive. I think we get some of that Dan Lanning this weekend. Give me Oregon going for it on fourth down 6 times in this game and converting 5 of them. You heard it here first unless it doesn't happen.
6 times is crazy.
Yes. I like it, Jonathan.
Yeah, that Dan Lanning.
That is a Dan Lanning we've seen before.
I think he has to go to sleep with a mouthpiece in.
He definitely be grinding in the sleep.
Does he
I
sleep?
gotta be, right?
Does he sleep?
Probably not. Probably not. I mean, not to portray any confidences, but I've gotten text messages from that guy at very peculiar times where it's like, nah, he doesn't sleep.
Well, it's a time difference too.
Yeah, I know. So when you text me at 7 o'clock my time,
Oh,
when are you sleeping, you lunatic?
that is jarring.
Like that kind of stuff.
He doesn't.
Huh?
Always working.
Oh, hey, always be grinding.
Mm-hmm.
We respect the grinder around these parts. Vegas knows something.
Yep.
Vegas knows something. Prediction here, Oregon, 27-24.
Ooh.
Yeah. I don't trust Vegas all that much. I don't trust Vegas all that much. I think it's going to be tighter than the experts out in Vegas believe, but I will ride the duck.
I'm trusting Vegas in this
Yeah.
one. I have them winning 28-17.
I have Oregon winning 31-20.
We like it.
How much do you think tickets for this game would cost?
That's a great question. You know, I think that seats just under 50,000 out there at Autzen. Highly contested football game. What do our friends over at SeatGeek got it going for right
It's a
about
good
now?
thing you asked because they are one of today's sponsors. They have over 70,000 events listed on SeatGeek, including concerts, sports, festivals, and more, including Saturday's matchup against Oregon and USC. Head over to Today Now. They have your back on all types of matchups. They rank their games on a scale of 1 to 10 by deals. Green is a good deal, red is a bad deal, so they make sure that you are getting the most bang for your buck. Plus, every ticket is backed by their buyer guarantee. And, of course, we've got a promo code for you. Use FilmGuy10 to get 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek. That is FilmGuy10 with any set of tickets.
60,000 seats out there at Autzen Stadium. And you know what I love about it, having been out there? Not a bad seat in the house. I'm looking at it on SeatGeek right about now, boys. You can get a seat about midway through for about $500, right? In a premier, I'm talking about right on the 50 for about $500. You can sit up in the corner of the end zone about 2/3 of the way up out there in Autzen for about $150 over there right about now on SeatGeek. Again, promo code FilmGuy10, get 10% off over there. Love those folks at SeatGeek. They do a great job helping the passionate fans get access to fundable, or rather affordable tickets over there. Again, SeatGeek, promo code FilmGuy10. Yeah, chat saying only 60,000. Yeah, but if you believe in decibels, all right, not the ones they put up on the home screen, but real like data, scientific data of decibels at home crowds in college football, Autzen is one of the loudest. Dating back all the way to the original NCAA games. That's how they did Stadium Pulse originally. They would go to home games with a decibel reader, stand on the field, measure the decibels. Autzen Stadium, the loudest at the time, the last time they did that data back in 2014. And it's only, I would imagine, gotten louder since because they've gotten better since, I would argue. Let's go on to our next one, boys. Another SEC showdown, Tennessee at Florida. We've already talked a little bit about this one. 7:30 kick down there in the Swamp. Boys, the Vols haven't won down there in Gainesville since 2003. Talked about it a little bit earlier. This is a must-win for Heupel because I just don't, I think you're the guy we talked about earlier. I think you're a dude. Go prove that this weekend. I think it's very, very important for that. Good coaches, damn good coaches, win this football game and do so convincingly. Keys for Tennessee: stop turning the damn football over in the red zone, man. It's been awful. Not just the turnovers. When they're arriving and when you're having turnovers, catastrophic. All right, absolutely catastrophic. Got to eliminate that this weekend. And for the love of God, will you tackle? Will you tackle? That is the question this weekend for me going into this one for Tennessee, because Lord knows Florida, despite the fact that they're rolling with their threes essentially, they still got dudes over there. For Florida, the key is keep fighting, man. I got a ton of respect for this football team.
Absolutely.
Absolute ton of respect for these guys and the way that they continue to play when the world tells them it does not matter. Guys, Caleb Banks is trying to fight back and play for this football team. Ain't got no business. Ain't got no business playing college football right about now. He's a top 50 selection, most likely, in the upcoming NFL draft. He's scratching and clawing to play for what most people think is a poopy Florida Gators team. Tremendous amount of respect for those guys.
Yeah, I mean, if Tennessee wants to avoid an upset this weekend, they're going to have to do two things. The secondary is going to have to protect themselves from giving up explosives. That's how Florida was able to make it interesting against Ole Miss this past weekend. It's what they've been able to do in games that they kept close against teams that are better than them. Is DJ Lagua and the wide receiver room are just chunking it downfield, immediately getting themselves in a striking distance or scoring in a couple of plays. So if they're able to do that, then you're going to be in trouble. And if Joey Aguilar is not able to protect the football in this one in the Swamp, you're also probably going to find yourself in some trouble.
Yeah,
Tennessee can't tackle a toddler.
That's basically my X factor is which team can get more explosives without having these costly turnovers. We've seen throughout the season, Joey Aguilar has put the ball at risk. DJ Lagway has put the ball at risk. Both teams have very explosive offenses. Both teams are predicated on dunking on your head on 30, 40-yard passes. Which one of these rosters can be more effective at doing so? We've seen Florida do this a handful of times. We've seen Tennessee do this a handful of times. So who can have the cleanest operation will be in a great position to win this game, in my opinion.
X factor for me, you guys have both mentioned the explosives. You mentioned how explosive Florida can be. You mentioned who's winning the explosive battle. Michael Sturdivant Jr. is the J. Michael Sturdivant for me is the X factor for that reason. The transfer from UCLA really getting a lot more burn as of late because Vernell Brown's out. Now Roman Wilson probably not playing for this football team out there at wide receiver as well. That's his name?
Dallas Wilson.
Dallas Wilson. Who's Roman Wilson?
That's the Michigan
That's
wide
the
receiver.
Michigan guy. Dallas Wilson probably still not playing. Is that a hamstring thing going on there?
That was a
I
foot.
think that's what foot. Say he got a leg, something going on right there. So either way, J. Michael Sturdivant is an explosive waiting to happen. Ole Miss could tell you this. That guy was running naked in the back end quite a bit on Saturday night out in Oxford. Watch out for J. Michael Sturdivant.
It's DJ Lagway for me because whatever version of DJ Lagway you get in this game, that ultimately also it plays a strong role in how this game is going to go. Because if we get Kentucky DJ Lagway and that dude can't hit a soul other than the defense, then Florida has no shot in this game. But if DJ Lagway is going to show up like he did against Ole Miss last weekend, then you certainly have a shot. So whichever version of DJ Lagway you get this week in Florida, that ultimately is going to play a major role in how this game is decided.
Yeah, give me Chris Brazzell for this. I think that Tennessee is going to be predicated on – there's going to be some point in this game where they're just going to start, shout out James Franklin, just tossing it up to him. So I think that if Chris Brazzell can make enough 50-50 balls and make the plays that we've seen him make all year, Tennessee will have a good shot at winning this game.
Did y'all see old Ben Johnson, the head coach of the Chicago Bears, got a you ever just throw it up question as well? And he goes, yeah, he really politely said, yeah, if you've ever watched my play calling, I don't do a whole lot of just throwing it up. I think we see fireworks in this football game. Whole lot of points. 70 total points scored in this football game.
Wow.
You heard it here first, unless it doesn't happen. And it's going to happen. That ain't no guess. That's what it's going to be.
I think this game gets a little disgusting. I think that both quarterbacks –
A little yucky, huh?
I think both quarterbacks combined for 5 turnovers in this one. You heard it here first, unless it doesn't happen.
Ooh.
Oh, boy. We kind of talked about this earlier on the show. I think this will be the game that you get the I am done with Josh Heupel tweets. I'll say that and save the prediction for later. You heard it here first unless it doesn't happen.
All right, well, I'll get into my prediction right now as Brooks is handling something over there.
I'm asking somebody in the chat if they're the same Ohio State fan I keep dunking on Twitter, because if it is, God love you for continuing to show up and support this place, because you've had a bad couple of days on my social media.
My final prediction for this one, give me Tennessee 30, Florida 25.
Ooh, wow. Give me the Florida Gators 31, the Tennessee Volunteers 27. I think Vegas knows something we don't here. I think the fact that Tennessee's only a 3-point favorite against a 3-7 football team in a venue that they have not won in almost 23 years is very fishy. I'm going to ride with the Gators.
Tennessee 38-34. Sneaky good football game, as all Florida football games have been.
Mm-hmm.
That fan base, do they keep showing up for this football team that shows up like this?
They were on the road last week, so I don't know.
But they sold out the Texas game, right? They've sold them all out.
Oh, well, that was a few weeks ago.
Yeah, you're right.
Though.
That was like 2
they've been
months
on the
ago.
road the last 2 weeks. They haven't played a home game.
Mississippi State was their last home game, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was the
and that was we're done with Billy Napier.
farewell,
Yeah.
Mr. Napier.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on. Missouri at Oklahoma. 11 a.m. local kick, boys, out there in Norman for Oklahoma. Stop that Ahmad Hardy fella.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That guy pretty good. If you can stop that Ahmad Hardy fella, you ought to be all right. For Missouri, can we find any type of way? Here's dream scenario. Absolute dream scenario. Probably won't happen. This is crackpot dream.
All right.
Can we leave this football game with a win and Matt Zoller's only dropping back 20 times?
Interesting.
Es posible?
It's possible,
Potentially.
for sure.
Because here's the deal. If Matt Zoller's is getting more than 32 rips or 30 rips in this football game, they done shut the run game down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're playing from behind. They done shut the run game down. So how can we find a way to continue to lean on a run game against a defense in Oklahoma who, I don't know, top 2 in run defense on the year?
Yeah, I think
Seems impossible.
Yeah, Oklahoma's defense is certainly the star of this show, but I feel like this offense has been aided the last 2 weeks by opportunities that have created points for them. You had a pick 6 against the Alabama. You had a fumble recovery on a punt that gave you a really short field. Tennessee had a bunch of turnovers. My key to this game for Missouri is going to be, can you stop and not give them the opportunities to have short fields and easy points? Because if so, Oklahoma's offense hasn't really been moving that football that well. So it's going to be very interesting to see.
Yeah, for my keys to the matchup, it's how many short fields can Oklahoma's defense create for their offense? Because that's been a major key to them continuing to win ball games late in the season and really the entire year. Is that defense has been doing overtime for that offense that has struggled and sputtered at times. And can Ahmad Hardy be the most special player on the field? If he is that, if he goes for, like last week he went for 300 rushing yards, it's not going to be that against Oklahoma. I hope not. But if he can be one of those types of players this weekend, then they've certainly got a chance. However, in these big-time ranked matchups for Missouri, Ahmad Hardy has kind of become a non-factor at times.
And you pointed it out. I mean, his season low was against Auburn for 53 yards. I think an average 2.4 yards per carry. But you pointed it out about Oklahoma. Who is the best run offense that they've played? Is it Ole Miss? Is it Michigan?
Probably Ole Miss.
Who is the best running football team that they've played?
Probably Ole Miss.
This will be it, though.
Yeah.
This will be the best run opponent they have. If they can go out there and stonewall this rushing attack, they're 100% legit. I think we know them to be 100% legit. I think you would be an ignoramus if you were out here questioning whether or not Oklahoma's defense was good. They're really, really good. Don't be doing the quality opponent thing with those guys. They're elite, which is why one of their football players on the defensive side of football is my X factor in this football game. You boys know about Kendall Daniels? Y'all know about Kendall Daniels? Kendall Daniels is a 6'5", 242-pound, listed as a linebacker, plays safety, plays nickel for Oklahoma. If you watch Oklahoma football this weekend or at all this year, find number 5 on the defensive side of the ball. He is an Oklahoma State transfer. If you want to know anything about modern college football, look right there. We got a 3-year starter at Oklahoma State transferring for one last season in hopes of winning football to none other than Oklahoma. Okay, and he is balling. He is doing things, maybe not in the box score, but if you study what Oklahoma's doing defensively, they are playing essentially base defense, 3 linebackers on the field, but the third linebacker is a goddamn avatar at 6'5", 242 pounds, covers a ton of ground, creates a lot of problems. He is going to be a nightmare problem for Missouri on Saturday. I would imagine they put him in the middle of the field and just say, hey, hunt the rock. If they're running down the midline, you got it, you're the filler. If they got it running stretch to the field, you're closing the angle, and you're the guy. Kendall Daniels, X Factor on Saturday.
For me, it's John Mateer's legs because of what Missouri offers up front defensively. He's going to have to be escaping out of the pocket at times. He's going to have to be involved in the run game as he always is. How much he is able to do with his legs in this game is going to dictate how successful they are on offense.
Yeah.
As we get further into these two players' careers, sorry to cut you off, 2 players I want to just throw some flowers at because they continuously get better and they're young. Eddie Pierre-Louis, the left guard, number 55 out there at Oklahoma, and Michael Fasusi, the left tackle. 2 young football players, 2 guys coming out of high school that I loved in terms of scouting profile, especially Eddie Pierre-Louis out of Florida, I think. Super good athlete, sawed-off football player. They're playing good ball, continuing to get better. Something to pay attention to because they got a damn test this weekend.
Yeah, me and Jay will have the same X factor. For it's Oklahoma, and not just because of what John Mateer can do with his legs and this offense explosivity. I think turnovers are going to be a big thing to pay attention to. Oklahoma has won and lost their last 2 games by what they're able to do in the turnover battle. And we've seen John Mateer is capable of turning the ball over at times. So I think that if he takes care of the rock, they're going to have a very good chance to win.
You heard it here first. Ahmad Hardy held to a season low in yards per carry. Currently 2.4 yards per carry against Auburn. 2.3 on Saturday. You heard it here first. Shuts it down.
Tough.
Not a single touchdown is scored in this game. Field goals only for the Sooners and the Tigers.
FGO.
You heard it here first unless it doesn't happen.
Well, 2015 Missouri.
Boy,
versus Georgia.
Big Ten fans going to love that one on social media. God, the SEC sucks. Shut up, Iowa fan.
Give me the Missouri Tigers winning the turnover battle on Saturday. You heard it here first, unless it doesn't happen.
Oklahoma wins 24-14. That's my prediction.
My prediction is Oklahoma 24, Missouri 13.
Give me Missouri winning this game in a surprise 24-21. I think the Tigers have an opportunity to win the turnover battle. Oklahoma's offense has not been that very good this year.
Let's be quick, boys, because we got an absolute juggernaut of a football game to talk about in the local hour between Georgia and 1-9 Charlotte. BYU, Cincy, what's your prediction? I've got BYU winning, let's call it 24-21.
I think BYU rolls in this game. They've been playing good football lately. Cincy has not. Give me the Cougars winning 41-16.
I got BYU 26, Cincy 20.
I got Pitt beating Georgia Tech 36-35.
I have Georgia Tech beating Pitt this weekend by a final score of 37-34.
Give me Pitt 31, Tech 20.
A lot of points. That Georgia Tech defense, some Swiss.
I think that's
some absolute Swiss cheese. Georgia Tech has allowed 540-plus yards of offense in the last 2 football games. They're averaging about 42 points allowed in the last 2 games. Who have they played? Oh, the juggernauts, the absolute juggernaut, NC State Wolfpack, and followed it up with a tremendous performance this past weekend against none other than
1-9 Boston College.
Yes, they gave up 34 points to Boston College. Some great high-quality defense being played by that Buzz unit. Let's go to the local hour, boys. We'll see you on the other side. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I want to take a quick break to give a big-time shout-out to our friends over at Sleeper, our premier sponsor on the year, and they're doing a great job. The #1 place for daily fantasy and prop plays, Sleeper Picks is a real money product that connects friends over picks. Choose 2 to 8 of your favorite players from pregame, live, or even across different sports. Pick more than or less than the predicted stats. It's that simple. Over on Sleeper, you can get up to 100x payouts, share with your friends, and get rewarded together. Use promo code Brooks today over on Sleeper and get a 100% deposit match up to $100. That's sleeper.com/promo/Brooks. Again, promo code Brooks on Sleeper gets you 100% deposit match today up to $100. Sleeper.com/promo/Brooks. Terms and conditions apply. I want to give you a quick tutorial of how friendly and how easy it is over there on Sleeper today. We're going to scroll over to the college football tabs at the top right there, and then you can see we've got all the quarterbacks ready for their pass yardage with their total yardages set. We've got rushing yardages for both quarterbacks and running backs, receiving yards, all that good stuff, passing touchdowns. And here's what I am looking at today, guys. Looks really, really juicy. Jamal Haynes, half a touchdown total in this matchup this weekend against Oklahoma. Come on, guys. One place to be this year, Sleeper. Promo code Brooks. We appreciate those guys. Hey, we'll take a quick minute to give a shout out to our friends over at Sleeper. What a great time to be here on this network this year, but also a great time to be with our friends over at Sleeper. Go over to Sleeper today, the #1 place for daily fantasy and prop plays. Sleeper Picks is a real money product that connects friends over picks. Choose 2 to 8 of your favorite players from pregame, live, or even across different sports. Pick more than or less than the predicted stats. It's that simple. On Sleeper, you can get up to 100x payouts, share with your friends, and get rewarded today. Use promo code Brooks, as you see on the screen, on Sleeper and get 100% deposit match up to $100. Again, that's sleeper.com/promo/Brooks. Terms and conditions apply. Boys, as you know, we're about 28 minutes at the time of this ad read from the kickoff of NFL Sunday. So go ahead, run over to Sleeper right now. I'll give you permission to leave the stream actively. Go over to Sleeper, get a play in right quick, and get paid. We appreciate those folks over there at Sleeper. Again, that's promo code Brooks over there on Sleeper.